I enjoyed the production of The Children's Hour at the Comedy Theatre, starring Keira Knightley and Elisabeth Moss from Mad Men. The play also features great performances from Bryony, Oscar-winning Ellen Burstsyn, Tobias Menzies and Carol Kane. To further boost the appeal for a younger audience, Lisa Blackwell from TV's Skins has a small part. Sam Jones has done a brilliant job with the casting. Ian Rickson directs very, very capably, and I particularly like the incidental music by Stephen Warbeck. Mark Thompson designed the set, which works very well. It's great to see a play with so many terrific parts for women of all ages. Bryony stood out for her brilliant portrayal of the troubled, compulsive, lying schoolgirl Mary. In demonstrating how quickly appalling prejudice and lies can spread and devastate lives, Lillian Hellman's 1933 play foreshadowed her own later experience of having to appear before the House of Representatives Committee investigating un-American activities. Keira Knightley gives an excellent performance, but you can't help wishing her character would just move on and get over it, especially when offered such a supportive lifeline by her fiancé, beautifully and sympathetically portrayed by Tobias Menzies. Ellen Burstsyn gives a terrific performance, initially reluctant to indulge her spoilt granddaughter's tattling, but when the child's clever manipulation takes hold, her character, Mrs. Tilford, as a pillar of the school community, quickly takes irreversible action. She alternately conveys sympathy, blinkered disgust, and then remorse in a way that still keeps this difficult character very believable. My problem with the play is that ultimately it's very depressing. Elisabeth Moss gives Martha Dobie beauty, poise and sincerity, and she and Keira Knightley make a wonderful pair that you would love to see romantically involved with each other. When Karen sends her fiancé away through the hideous shame of what happens, you pity the poor guy, but you wonder if there'll be a lovely 21st century twist and a happy ending. Sadly not, and this production suggests in its very last moments that Karen has been suffocated by her friendship and the atmosphere in the school, when in fact Martha has shown the most moving, dignified restraint and courage, and could have been Karen's salvation just as much as Joseph could. There's a spoiler coming up. Hellman was criticising society's prejudices, but she goes on to give Karen's character a nauseating, drawn-out sense of shame and loss, which ultimately makes this another play like Death Trap, where someone has to die because of the awful disgrace of being gay. The modern audience is sympathetic to these characters, but their sympathy isn't rewarded with a fulfilling outcome. These plays come from a time when just to raise the gay issue was courageous and radical enough, but their very revival these days perpetuates the tragic myth in a way that isn't very healthy. After all, as lots of West End performers have got together with Stonewall to tell us, it gets better. So what we need now are new plays that reflect that.